Okay, if you're in sales, you know the feeling, right? That roller coaster. One month, you're on top of the world, just crushing your goals. The next month, crickets. You're staring at an empty pipeline, wondering where the next deal is going to come from. It is absolutely exhausting. So today, we are going to talk about a way to finally get off that ride. We're going to explore a structured, phase-based approach to build a business that isn't just successful, but is actually predictable. Let's dive in.
And this right here, this is the core idea. This is the truth that everything else we're about to talk about is built on. Now, this isn't about ignoring other lead sources forever. Not at all. It's about getting the order of operations right. If you can just grasp this one concept, that your partners have to come first, it will literally change the entire foundation of your business.
All right, so let's start with the single biggest mistake that keeps so many talented people completely stuck. I call it the overwhelm trap. This is the reason why so many of us feel like we're just spinning our wheels, you know? You're working so hard, but you're just not seeing those consistent results you deserve.
So I want you to take a look at this next list and just ask yourself a really honest question. Does this feel a little familiar? Maybe a little too familiar? Because for most people I talk to, this is a perfect snapshot of their week.
I mean, look at this. It's just chaos. You're trying to build these deep, meaningful agent relationships while at the exact same time you're chasing cold direct-to-consumer leads. You're nurturing long-term prospects while you're putting out fires in your current pipeline, juggling all of this stuff at once. It's not a strategy for success. It's a one-way ticket to burnout and a wildly inconsistent income.
So, how do we fix this mess? Well, we stop guessing. We stop doing what feels busy. And we start looking at the cold, hard numbers. This isn't about my opinion or your opinion. It's just about simple, undeniable math. Let's break it down.
Okay, the difference here is it's just staggering. When you get an agent referral, you're looking at closing a deal in 30 to 60 days. And the conversion rate, it can be as high as 70%. You know why? It's because the trust has already been built for you. It's transferred from the agent to you. Now compare that to a random lead you get online. You're looking at a 4 to 12 month nurture cycle and a best case scenario of a 5% conversion rate. With them, you have to earn every single ounce of trust from scratch.
And when you see it like this, I mean, it's not even a contest. We are talking about an outcome that is, at a bare minimum, 6 times better and could easily be 10 or even 15 times better for the exact same amount of effort. The numbers just do not lie. And this is the point that you have to let sink in. The energy you spend to get one single good agent meeting could be the exact same amount of energy you spend chasing 20, maybe 30 internet leads. But the potential return on that energy, it's not even in the same universe. Where you choose to focus your effort is the most important decision you can possibly make. Okay, so if we agree that referrals are the answer, where in the world do we start? Well, welcome to Phase 1. And the beauty of this phase is how radically simple it is. You have one job, one objective. That's it. This is it. This is the whole game in Phase 1. And I want you to notice what is not on this list. We're not trying to get referrals yet. We're not trying to close deals. The only thing that matters is turning a name on a list into a real conversation and then turning that conversation into a booked meeting on your calendar. Nothing else matters right now. And why is this so critical? Because the entire dynamic shifts the second you're in that meeting, whether it's on Zoom or in person. The leverage changes. You go from being some random person, an interruption in their busy day, to a scheduled, valued part of it. And that is the moment where real relationships can actually begin to form.
Okay, so once you're getting good at booking those initial meetings, it's time to graduate to Phase 2. This is where we stop thinking in one-off appointments and start building a predictable, repeating system that creates relentless momentum. The secret is a really simple but crazy powerful acronym, BAMFAM. It stands for Book a Meeting from a Meeting. And this needs to become your non-negotiable rule. Before you ever end a meeting with a potential partner, the next one is already on both of your calendars. No more of that vague, hey, I'll give you a call next week. Nope, you book it right then and there. So why does this one little trick work so incredibly well? Well, it taps into some basic human psychology. First, momentum will always beat motivation. You're not always going to feel like making calls, but a scheduled meeting just keeps you in motion. Second, familiarity builds trust. Just by showing up consistently, you become a known, reliable part of their professional life. And finally, simple consistency will always outperform one-off charisma every single time. I want you to really think about what this means. Your goal isn't to have one perfect, mind-blowing meeting that just wins them over for life. The goal is to establish a rhythm. It's the consistency, the simple, boring act of showing up over and over again that builds the kind of deep trust that leads to predictable business.
Now, only after you've built a solid foundation of referral relationships, a foundation that is producing consistently, only then should you even think about adding direct-to-consumer leads into your mix. They have a place, for sure, but putting them first is like trying to build the roof of a house before you've even put up the walls. It just doesn't work.
So how do you know you're ready? Honestly, it's a feeling. Your business just feels stable. Referrals are coming in without you having to force it. Your pipeline doesn't give you that Monday morning panic anymore. And maybe most importantly, you're not emotionally attached to any single lead converting because you have confidence that another one is right around the corner. At this point, the game totally changes. Your main problem isn't a lack of opportunities anymore. It's not about not having enough hours in the day. Your new bottleneck is leverage. You have this stable base, and now you're looking for strategic ways to scale up and expand your reach.
And this is the proper strategic role for those DTC leads. See, they aren't your foundation, they're your accelerator. Their job is to capture extra demand that's already out there in the market, to fill in any small gaps you might have between your referral deals, and to feed the very top of your funnel for really long-term pipeline health.
So let's boil this entire strategy down. It all starts with a huge mental shift. First things first, you have to stop chasing strangers. Just stop pouring all of your precious time and energy into trying to convince people who have no idea who you are to trust you. And instead, you have to start deepening relationships. Now, this is more than just grabbing a coffee. It means providing real, tangible value to them. Share a piece of data they can use with their clients. Offer to help them out at an open house. Connect them with a great person on your team. Pour your energy into becoming truly indispensable to a small group of people. And finally, give yourself permission to build your business in phases, not all at once. You have to stop trying to do everything. Focus. Master Phase 1, just booking meetings. Then, and only then, do you move on and master Phase 2, building that momentum. Trust me, the order of operations is everything. You know, in the end, it all comes down to this one simple truth. If you want a predictable outcome, predictable deals, you need a predictable input. And that means consistent, focused behaviors day in and day out. By building your business in these phases, you're not just working harder, you're working so much smarter. You're creating a system where success finally stops being a surprise and starts being, well, inevitable.